Welcome back to Modern Muscle UK, the channel where we help you lose 5 to 10 kilos in the next 12 weeks. Now this month you've been provided with 3 workouts at the gym. The purpose of today's video is to give you a home workout where we will call this an active rest day. And why we do this is to help you reduce soreness, allow the joints to get back to normality, and basically help you with your fatigue levels so that with regards to your weight loss goal, you can continue going to the gym, working hard and doing the things that you need to do to help you with your weight loss goal. The use of an active rest day is something I've used with my clients over the last decade, and it's something that I think is really important to do over just taking a complete day off. The thing with this is it allows us to recover, recuperate, keep things moving. You get a little bit of low impact exercise to go towards your caloric output, and it just keeps you on the trend of doing the things that you should be doing along the lines of your weight loss goal. So I prefer doing this than taking a complete rest day. That being said, am I saying you should never take a rest day? No, I'm not. Rest days should be included as part of a proper plan. But one time a week, doing an active recovery day, an active rest day is what I'd advise. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what I do in my active rest day to keep things flowing, grease the groove, and be ready for my gym workouts when I'm back in the gym. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel. There's many people just like yourself that we can serve and help. The comments that you provide to us really help us with the advice we can give you to keep it nice and personalized and aid your weight loss goals. So keep doing that. So part of an active rest day routine, the first thing that is recommended is to go for a nice brisk walk. And the reason why I think this is an important thing you do is 1, it gets you nice good sunlight, 2, it lubricates the joints, gets the blood flowing, and we spend enough time indoors. So get out there, clear your mind. If you have to and you don't really like, you're walking, put a podcast in, educate yourself, get your mind right for your active rest day. This is the first thing that I recommend. Now, some of you might have some CV kit at home. Some of you got spin bikes, watt bikes, Concept 2 bikes. You might even have cross trainers. You're welcome to use those. The purpose is to get the heart rate moving, the blood flowing, and get ready for the mobility and low level strength exercises that you'll be doing at home. So when you get in from your walk, or if you were using your CV kit at home, the first thing I recommend you do is use a foam roller. Now I'm going to show you 3 exercises that I think are really good for you to get rid of some of the soreness, aches and pains that you would have got from the gym workouts that you would have done throughout the week. Exercise number 1, foam rolling the outside portion of your glute, so between glute max and glute med. Big part of a lot of the workouts that you'll be doing in the gym will target your posterior chain muscles, the muscles behind you. A lot of that will be hips, hamstrings and lower back muscles. So this is one of my favorite drills on a foam roller to really open up those hips muscles. So have a little look. You'll sit on the foam roller, completely on it. You'll then bring one leg up. And what you're doing there is just lifting the side of your body where you want to get into your hips. I'll then just lean on the foam roller and I'll just work through that surface area that I've moved and opened up. So I recommend spending a little bit of time in there, get into the nitty gritties, find a little bit of heat and just open yourself up. Exercise number 2 will require you to foam roll your upper back muscles. Have a little look where I place the foam roller. The start position is really important for this. So you want to place it just underneath your scapulars. So that's your shoulder blades, just underneath. The next thing I want to do is take my hands, cross them over, hold out my shoulders, and then just work through small surface areas. I'll lean from left to right and really look to iron out some of the knots, the nitty gritties that I have between my shoulder blade muscles and my lats and upper back muscles. This just allows me to move a little bit better and get rid of some of that soreness that I would have had through the workouts that I've had through the week. Whoa. And exercise number 3, rolling out your quadriceps. When you're foam rolling your quadriceps, it's important that you do one leg at a time. Sometimes we see people do both. Now, one leg will allow you to really get into the nitty gritty of it. Your quadriceps can be quite painful. So the amount of load you put through them is entirely up to you. If you're like me, I like a little bit of pain. Have a little look. So you put the foam roller in this position, you'll lay it in the belly of your quad, and all you'll do is just roll through slowly, up and down your quadricep muscle. Now you've completed the foam rolling, there are 4 stretches that I recommend you do. 3 rounds, 20-second holds on each. The first one is a standing pigeon stretch. Now some of you who have done yoga in the past would have seen this on the floor. I like to modify this in a standing position. I find it really gets into the nitty gritty of my hip. So for the standing pigeon stretch, you'll need something like a bar stool, a box, your bed, etc. You need something around hip height or just underneath. I've got a bar stool, this is what I'll be using. The position that you will take up, you'll take one leg, you'll stick it into this position on the bar stool, you'll have your other leg nice and straight, and you'll lean forward slightly so you can get some of that hip extension. So I'll be feeling this stretch on the external portion, the outside portion of my glute. So if I change around so you can see it on the inside of the camera, do my left leg, I'm aiming for around 90 degrees, depends how flexible you are, and you'll just lean forward so I can feel that stretch right down the outside of my hip. It is a really good stretch, particularly if you're someone who has something like sciatica, who tends to get nice and tight through the hip joint. Again, if you've been working out using our 3 workouts, your posterior chain will probably be a little bit fried. This is a great stretch to open up those areas. The next stretch is a couch stretch. Now, typically, most people are tight through their quadriceps. We sit down at desks all day. But the other thing is, if you've been working out, doing your squats, your lunges, your step-ups, your quad muscles would have taken a little bit of a battering and they're probably tight and sore. So the couch stretch is one of my personal favorites. All you really need is a wall to get into the right position and really stretch out that hip. Have a little look. So, for comfort reasons, I recommend getting close to the wall, so you're in a 90 degrees angle. The next thing I recommend you do is go into another 90 degrees with your other foot or other leg, and then all you're going to do is lift the opposing one up, so you're in this position. So I can really feel this stretch now through my quadricep muscle of the stretched leg. Little tip, squeeze the glute of that side and you'll really feel the stretch down that quadricep. A lot of people will dump forwards. We don't want to do that. You'll feel that through your lower back. We want to be in a nice neutral position. Squeeze your cheek and you'll feel it right through the quadricep muscle. Again, if you want to make it harder, just make a longer chain, put your hand up into the sky and you'll feel a big stretch down this area. Again, hold for 20 seconds. Next one is a hamstring stretch. We've opened our quads, so now we can really get into our hamstrings. So this is a stretch I like to do. You have one leg out in a straight position, the other one is bent, similar to your couch stretch. All you're really gonna do is be bending from the trunk and reaching. You should feel that through your hamstrings. Depending on your flexibility level, will depend how far you can go. Aim for your toes, you should be able to reach them. However, the thing that I like about this stretch is you can rotate through your torso. Remember, your posterior chain is connected. That's something we've been working through in your workouts. So it's important to stretch your hamstrings connected through your posterior chain. So I will reach round, hold for 20 seconds. I'll reach straight, hold for 20 seconds, and I'll reach round in the opposite direction and reach for 20 seconds. And what that actually does is decompress your lower back as well as stretch out your hamstrings. Have a look from the other side. So I might hold 20 seconds each side. The final one of the 4 circuit stretches is child's pose. Now you may have seen this again if you do things like yoga, but what I like to do, a little variation, is swing it from left to right so that you can really get into the base of your spine and your lower back muscles. The standard one, you're just reaching out into kind of a praying position. I'd hold that for 20 seconds. I'd then do the same going out towards the left, where I can really get into the base of my QLs. For those of you that don't know what the QLs are, they're the little oyster muscles on the base of your spine that help you laterally flex. So this can help me do this, and I'll obviously do this on the other side. So I'll go 20 seconds on each and really stretch out. Again, those posterior chain muscles, really opening up my hips, decompressing my spine, and feeling good about getting into the gym again and working out as hard as I can. Now I've completed my static stretching, where I've really opened things up. I then place a mini dynamic low-level strength exercises into a circuit to keep things ticking, keep my strength up, keep me moving well, but ultimately I'm getting a little bit of work done, readying me to get back into the gym and take things to the next level the next time I re-enter. So the first exercise is what we call a bird dog. It's an anti-rotation drill, so it's great for your core, good stabilizing muscles, and again it will assist when you're doing your bigger things in the gym. So take note, I'll show you how to do the bird dog, and then I'll show you the biggest mistake people make when they perform their bird dog exercise. So I'm in my 4-point position. Now with the bird dog, it's opposite arm, opposite leg. I reach out. Now this is the anti-rotation that you'll be fighting. I'm trying to stabilize. This is why it's great for your core. So I'll be going for 10 repetitions, opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching. A big mistake people make is they lead with their toe rather than leading with the base of their heel. What I like to say to people is, imagine there's an imaginary plate here, like a leg press, and you're pushing against it with the whole of your foot. What this does is make me really use my glutes. I can really stabilize from the hip joint, and I can really use the things around my core for the anti-rotation. With regards to my hand, rather than just reaching out, what I like to say to people is thumbs up, reach top 15 degrees. What this does is allow us to really get into our trap muscles and our shoulder stabilizers. So we're getting a bit of bang for your buck when we're working. Have a little look. So opposite arm, opposite leg. I'm reaching thumbs up, top 15 degrees. I'm also going with the base of my foot into the leg press, or the imaginary leg press. And I'm stabilizing. Again, a great exercise in an active rest day to ready the core, the stabilizing muscles for the bigger things to come when you get into the gym. The next exercise is one of my favorites, a kingpin bodyweight exercise, and one I think most people should strive to be able to do. It's the push-up. You see it everywhere. 12 to 15 repetitions is what I'd aim for. And the key here is getting your start position correct. Most people start their push-up in this position and then struggle with their first rep. What I say with every exercise is start positions are key, so get into the right position. So the way we do this, we start on the floor, nice and easy. The other thing you want is your index fingers just outside of your AC joint. So for those of you that don't know, the AC joint is the knobbly bit on your shoulder, so aim for that. So I'm on the floor, index fingers just outside, AC joint. The other thing I'm looking for is that my forearms are perpendicular to the ceiling. So I'm in this position. Now what that allows me to do is really engage my upper back muscles, gives me nice full range of motion. I'm not too wide, so I'm not hurting my shoulder joint, but it allows me to produce the most amount of force. So watch me do it. So I'm set up. I start from the bottom up. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you're someone who struggles with your push-ups, rather than going on your knees, what I like to do is what we call a releaser push-up, which breaks the repetitions up. So we'll start on the floor, same setup. I'd come up, and I'll just drop to the floor, release, come up, drop to the floor, release. So the releaser push-up for me is a good regression to get you used to your push-up. So the third exercise is a half kneeling windmill. Now I really like this exercise because what it does is build good flexibility through our lower back muscle. Remember, I was speaking about those QLs, those oysters on the back of your back, which allow you to laterally flex and rotate. It's important to actually work these muscles because most people are stiff here, have lower back pain, and by doing this exercise, you could build the capacity to move better. The way you do it, just like your couch stretch, you're in the half kneeling, so 90 and 90. You can either put your hand on your hip or put it into the sky. We're not holding any dumbbells here, so put it on your hip. The goal is to get the palm of your hand in line opposite to the foot that's on the floor. So I'm just gonna laterally flex and then drive back up again. So I'm gonna go 10 to 12 repetitions. If you've got good flexibility, unlike me, you might wanna go down towards your forearm. So it depends on your level of flexibility. Now, as you can see, I'm a little bit out of breath here, so this circuit is getting me working. So even though you're at home, these things are still working you on your active rest day. You'll do the same thing on the opposing side, laterally flex. Now, from rest day to rest day, from active rest day to active rest day, you might want to change things up. So I might reach in front of my toe, I might reach behind. Building the capacity to move will again serve you in the gym when you've got your bigger exercises. So the last piece of the jigsaw is hip AeroPlanes, otherwise known in my vocabulary as easy jets. And I love these exercises because they really open up your hip complex. Most people are tight here, sitting down at their desk jobs, and it's a great way of doing this. So they're a staple of my active rest days, but you also might find them as primers when we're working within the gym, especially when you're looking at doing your lunges and squats. So take a look. You need your leg that you're working from. Probably find either a wall in front of you or to the side. I'm going to use this one, and this will give me a bit of stability so I can really drive through this leg. All I'm going to do is laterally rotate and then drive back to the midline. Put your foot on the floor for balance, go again. Now what we're actually doing here, as you come around, you'll feel a big stretch through your adductors, your groin muscles, and this really opens them up and gets them working for bigger things to come. So that concludes your home active rest day. Important stuff. Again, to recap, a little bit of cardio and movement, go for a walk, get outside, have some fresh air, listen to a podcast, maybe use some of your CV kit that you have at home. We then have some foam rolling to open ourselves up, make ourselves feel better, get rid of stiff joints and muscle soreness. Some static stretches to really open yourself up and increase that range of motion for bigger things to come with regards to your workouts. You also have some low-level movement, dynamic and strength exercises to prime us for bigger things to come. So the final thing that I like to include in my active rest days is the importance of hydration. Now, yes, you should be drinking your water on a day-to-day basis, but I put extra emphasis on my active rest days to get good nutrition in and good hydration in so that I'm ready to smash and attack my gym workouts. That concludes our workout for today. Like, subscribe, share. It's important you do that so you get notified every time we drop a new workout.